Congratulations, a huge margin of victory today. 2 wins in 2 as well in a very difficult Champions League group. How do you assess the performance today?
First and foremost, I have to say, most important in football are obviously the results, and that's a massive one away at Porto. Winning already, but then winning in the way we won makes it even better. Performance-wise, it was good in a lot of moments, and the game started, and we could see that Porto watched our last game against Brentford, obviously, so they started pretty direct, and we had our struggles again, but we found that's now very important. The boys are all human beings. That's one of the reasons why I didn't change today. I wanted to get it sorted on the pitch, and that's what we did, step by step during the game, and scored. Maybe not the most wonderful goals in the first place, in the first half, but really important ones were there. We had enough bodies in the box, crossed the ball in the right way. The finish of Curtis was very important. Goalie couldn't make a save. Mo was there. Second goal, Sadio. So it was half time, and then second half we controlled the game, obviously. But we have to say, and we know that, Porto had massive problems today. Yeah? So they had one centre half out with the red card in the last game. Now they have one. Then Pepe couldn't play. So I don't think this partnership in the last line ever played together. That gives you a knock before the game. And today we could use that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, there's only one negative really, and that is conceding the goal. Is that a cause for concern after Brentford, or was it just a very good header?
In the end, it was a good header. The header was not to defend anymore. Before we could have defended obviously better. We played now wonderful football, really between the lines, created a lot, didn't score, didn't finish the situations off, lost the ball in a situation where we shouldn't lose it. Had still enough bodies behind the ball, but yeah, cannot defend the cross. As I said, defensively we played a super game today, so it's no concern. Goals happen, and I'm not that type of guy who puts out a finger only in this situation and forgets all the rest. So a lot of good things. We can improve so much things, but for today it was for sure good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's more than 3 goals in the 6th consecutive game for Liverpool today. I mean, you're scoring goals for fun. And nice to see Bobby getting a couple, even though they were a little bit unconventional, maybe?
Who cares? Who cares? So I'm happy that Diogo didn't score, so he keeps the goals for games when we need them. Today we didn't need his goals. He had top situation as well, was working really hard. So yeah, it was just a really good night for us. But first 2 games in the group played next week. Not next week. After international break, right? We play Atletico. We have to see how the boys coming back from international duties and stuff like this. So nothing happened, but it's a good start in the group.
And you have one of the most important things in football, which is momentum, and that must be very, very positive going into the game at the weekend against Manchester City.
Yeah, but it always helps, but against City it doesn't help alone. So we need much more things than only momentum, and we need to play better than we did tonight, but that's clear anyway, so it will be a completely different game. I only heard now the result, obviously, from the PSG City game, so City will and want to strike back for sure, but we are at home finally after a few games without our crowd, so let's give it a go.
At the same time, I thought overall performance was very good. We've scored some brilliant goals, so we've got to be pleased because it's a difficult place to come.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Curtis Jones. Look, he was involved in everything good going forward today. He's so young, isn't he? What's it like sort of being the senior member of that midfield and working alongside a player like that?
Curtis has been fantastic. I know on paper he's so young, but I feel as though he's been around the first team for a few years now. I feel as though he's settled in really well, he's matured really well, and now you're starting to see what a good player he is over the last few weeks. He's had to be a little bit patient at the beginning of the season, but he's come in and he's done fantastically well, and you can see he's got all the attributes to be a top player. But I feel as though he's maturing all the time, and he's putting in some really good performances to help the team. But not only him tonight, I thought the overall performance from the team was very good.
And for you, Jordan, look, your 400th Liverpool appearance. How much of an honour is it to wear that shirt 400 times?
I can't really describe the feeling. I still get the feeling every time I put the shirt on. I try to give me all for this club every single day. So when I put the shirt on every game, it's an honour, and I don't take it for granted. So to do it 400 times so far is pretty special. But I feel as though I've still got a lot left to contribute to this club, and hopefully I can do it many more times in the future.
Yeah, we hope so too. Jordan, thank you very much. Well done today.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, he's been a fantastic servant to Liverpool Football Club, hasn't he? And what a way to mark his 400th appearance, Crouchy.
Yeah, we touched on it before the game. You know what a fantastic captain and leader he's become. Really, I know he's probably struggled in the early days of his Liverpool career, but he's come on leaps and bounds, and just a fantastic player and person now.
Absolutely. Well, we've got plenty of goals to work our way through. So let's start with the first goal, shall we? And it was Mo Salah that got on the score sheet. Curtis Jones had a say in this as well, didn't he?
He certainly did. I mean, it was all about his movement, I think, Curtis Jones is at the start. He creates that width, he then cuts inside, almost a half a yard touch and strike in one movement. And goalkeepers, well, he's got to do a lot better than that. I mean, he probably can catch it. But here we see Curtis Jones making the break out wide, and that really sets the tone of the goal, because if you've just got static players in front of you, nothing works. You need to move all the time, and Curtis Jones certainly did that for this goal.
Yeah, he was the catalyst to so much good play from Liverpool tonight. He was very, very impressive. He's got, excellent feet. He was just driving. He made the right runs at the right time. Having said that, the keeper's got to do better.
Yeah, he had a bit of a nightmare today, didn't he, the goalkeeper?
Did,
but back to Curtis Jones for a moment. Do you think when Thiago and Keita are fit that this will give Jurgen Klopp something to think about? Because he's staking a claim for a place in this starting 11.
100%. I mean, but you would say before Harvey Elliott got injured, he was the man wearing that shirt. So it's taken one or two injuries, but he's always been, Jordan Henderson just mentioned, he's always been in and around and played here and there. It's about time for his sake and his career that he has a long run in the team. Maybe the unfortunate situation with a couple of injuries is going to help along that way. And then when you get the chance, you've got to do exactly what you did tonight and have a hand in 4 of the 5 goals.
Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? Well, then for the second goal, Milner and Mane combined for this one, and it was a great ball from Milner, wasn't it, Crouchy?
Yeah, it certainly was. Yeah, Curtis Jones was involved, early on in the move, get it out, and Milner's a fantastic ball. But again, I don't want to criticise, because Liverpool deservedly battered Porto tonight, but the goalkeeper, again, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. But as Michael said at half-time, it was a nice finish from Mane, just a little cushion finish. Keeper, again, I'm sure, just didn't put his hands on it.
Looks easy, doesn't it? And it was, and it should be easy. The finish should be easy. The point I was trying to make is that you can make it hard for yourself by choosing the wrong finish. Just got to kill the ball dead in that situation. But it was almost Trent Alexander-Arnold-esque, wasn't it, from Milner there?
Yeah, it was.
All great crosses come from that right-hand side.
Yeah, because we were wondering if we would sort of miss Trent today, but judging by Milner's performance, he was all good. Let's talk about the third goal now, and that was Mo Salah.
Yeah, Mo Salah with Liverpool's third and his second. Curtis Jones was brilliant here, but I thought Jota played a huge role in it. See him looking over. We showed he actually takes the defender away and gives him even more space than he had previously. And we showed a clip before the game of him doing exactly the same for a chance for Sadio Mane against Leeds earlier in the season. So he's a very unselfish runner, is Jota. And Mo Salah might not realise it now, but once he has a look at the tapes, he'll thank him for making that finish a lot easier than it could have been.
Yeah, it's an intelligent run, that, isn't it? Because you can see, actually, when you highlight the eyes there, you can see him look at Salah and think, he's in space. He's made that unselfish run. Probably a 10% chance of him getting the ball, but him opening up for Salah and another great finish from Salah. And there's the records at the moment.
It says it all, that table. Only Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo have scored more goals than Mo Salah since Salah joined Liverpool in September 2017. And I guess that summarises just how great Mo Salah really is.
Well, just to be in that company, those 4 names are
it's special, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you could argue the 4 best players in the world, couldn't you? You could probably throw Mbappe in there or whatever, Neymar maybe. But, I mean, it just shows you where Mo Salah is at the moment. I mean, he's right up there with the world's best.
Now, tell me, gents, when Porto pulled one back, did you start to worry a little bit? Because we know what's happened to Liverpool against Brentford, and we saw in their opening game on match day 1 that they conceded a couple of goals in the space of 2 minutes. Was there slight worry here?
No, I'll be honest, there wasn't. I think it was a nice goal, nice work goal, but I just felt that Although it's disappointing, it was just a bit of a blow because I thought, you know, if we kept a clean sheet, it's another good point to the evening. But it was well worked. It was Vieira who came on, put a fantastic ball in and a great head. I think just gets the wrong side of Gomez. But I didn't think they were ever in any doubt they were going to comfortably win this game.
Should Gomez have done better in defending that?
He should have in the initial stages. Once he got the wrong side of him, there's no way back. Certainly with a centre forward of that size, if you get the wrong side, then you're pinned and you're a goner. I just thought as he squeezed out on the wrong side of him, and almost he knew there was a man behind. He was trying to probably stand in between them both. Got the wrong side, and it was all over.
Firmino came off the bench and bagged himself a brace. I mean, how good was the first goal?
Yeah, it was great. It was a great play from Curtis Jones here again. Obviously, he plays a sort of percentage ball down the side, and again the keeper, God knows what he's up to. But for Firmino, it was really important for him to get his goals. I think people are talking, even us before the game, saying how Jota's come in and sort of perhaps taken his place. For him to come on and get a couple of goals and play in the manner he did is big for him.
Mo, how good was that first touch? I know the keeper is all the way out, but that first touch and the composure that he showed and the control. Yeah,
I'd like to see whether he knew that the goalkeeper was coming out, actually, or what point he knew that the goalkeeper was making a bad decision. Because it was a brilliant touch, and the finish wasn't that easy either. And here we go on to Firmino's second and Liverpool's fifth. Again, Curtis Jones having a hand in it. Ball just ricocheting, and, well, we thought Sadio Mane's finish at the start was easy. I can tell you that might look a little bit further out, but for someone for a professional player, certainly of someone of Firmino's quality, then that's a simple, stroke into a wide open corner. So he'll be delighted with the brace. And no doubt Jurgen Klopp will be so happy with that, considering they now have Manchester City at the weekend. Yeah, it's big. Certainly after City's performance as well tonight. They're losing at PSG. Being really comfortable for Liverpool tonight. Like you say, you've managed to wrap Milner in cotton wool, take him off, get minutes into people. There's goals from all of the front three, other than Jota, who played well as well. So all pluses going into a big game. Well, do you know what I think Jurgen Klopp will really like about how this season is unravelling? Nobody was really talking about Liverpool too much in terms of the Premier League title race or even the Champions League. And they've gone about their business and they've gone about it really well, Mo. So far, so good. Top of the Premier League, 6 out of 6 points in the Champions League. He can't have asked for much more. Of course, a little bit of a disappointment losing a couple of points against Brentford, but every team's going to lose points. But no, it's a very, very good, solid start. Yeah, 1 or 2 injuries to the squad, but nothing serious, unlike last season. So far it's good for Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, and you mentioned the squad. How good is this squad, Crouchy? Yeah, well, the thing is, I look at the teams like Chelsea have spent a lot of money strengthening Manchester United, Manchester City as well. They haven't gone out and spent hundreds of millions this summer, and I think the reason people aren't talking about them because they haven't done that. First 11-wise, I think Liverpool's team is as good as anyone in the Premier League, without doubt, if not the best. And I think they've got a real opportunity to win a Premier League this year. I just think the reason people aren't talking about them because they haven't gone out and got a Lukaku or a Ronaldo or someone like that. But their first 11 is as good as anyone.